Everybody get up on the dance floor and go, and go, and go crazy. And go crazy. And go crazy. And go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go crazy like a dumb drum. Eastside homeboy, where I come from. Dance on the floor till you go numb. No fighting, no hating, no red wrong. This is O City. All the way to the bay, hit the bass shimmy. Catch a case cause it's beating up your Chevy. Get you moving side to side, getting all sweaty. Make it work it, work it, work it out. Turn the volume up loud. It's a dry crowd. Make it all shout. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Hit play on the track and I'm ready. Like a quarterback, Tom Brady. Get you all in the frenzy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. We from the bus and from the club up. They tear the rugs up, fools, we turn the subs up. Everybody's heads high like a drug up. Yeah, I'm from the west, homie, don't you see the dubs up? Baptize him on the spot, fill the thugs up. I grab 9, get the blocks, tell him fill his cups up. The showed up, original, the type of photo. I go, crazy, crazy, yeah, loco and solo. The coach and loco, I represent the Ocho. Working together, it's the devil when the choke on. Either I leave him on the mat and flat out, split till he black out, but when they see him tap out, go crazy. Go, go, go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the old new ass. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the old new ass. Go, go, go crazy. Go, go, go crazy. Go, go, go crazy. All the way from the old new ass. Go, go, go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, go, go crazy. All the way from the old new
Yes. What's going on, Scoop Nation? It is 8:04 and it is time for another episode, another edition, another conversation with your favorite group. Thank you so much for finding time on this Tuesday to slide on in here and get in on this conversation. We appreciate you so much. If you would, please go ahead and hit that share button. If there's someone that you think is going to love this type of conversation, because, honey, we got a little ratchet, we got a little depth, we got a little, we throw a little product in there on you. It's a little bit of everything here at the Scoop, and there's no telling where our rabbit holes lead. So if you got someone who you think would be great for this conversation, please tag your friend in, tag a friend tonight so that they can join in on the conversation as well. If you are new around here, we ask that you please join the Scoop live, the live stream that is titled The Scoop. It is probably got our logo or maybe a picture of the three of us. I'm not really sure because we've been really trying to stay up to date with our profile changes and things of that nature. So look for either the Scoop logo that you see up in the corner or the picture of the three of us. One of the two. Follow that live stream and you are in that thing. That is the one you need to be commenting on, giving the love, emoting, all that good stuff on that live stream. Aside from that, I think that is pretty. Sit back, relax, and have a good time with this here conversation because, yeah, it's going to go down. Sis, how you doing?
Going down. I am doing well on this fine Tuesday. Just ready to kick it with y'all and the rest of the peeps out there and our little live feed. So
I see y'all coming on in the room. What's up, family?
Come on in.
Good, good. Bro, how are you, Win?
I'm good. Good day, good week so far. It feels like an actual Tuesday and not a Friday. So, I'm good. Yeah, ready to get this good show on the road. I'm seeing new people, y'all. Welcome to all of our new people. Y'all make sure you comment and tell us where you're tuning in from. As Q already said, we got a lot to talk about. And fellas, as always, I need you tonight. I need y'all. Come through. Don't leave your boy hanging tonight. Don't leave your boy hanging tonight. All right? All right. Q, how you doing?
I'm well. I'm better than last Tuesday. That's for sure, because the allergies had just got me on last Tuesday. But I'm doing much better. Very excited for this conversation tonight. These hot topics I participated in this week, so I have a little more to offer this go around. So yeah. We have a good time tonight.
That's what's up. All right, Kels, you got us?
Yes. I'm mad that my phone won't let me post this. Kels, it want me to keep posting this the Scoop Show. Hater.
Go to the live from your page. Click into the live stream from your page, the one you shared to your page from the page. That's how I have to do it.
Yeah.
Go to your page, the live stream you shared to your page, and click in the comments there, and you can be you. If not, I'll show you when this is over with next Tuesday. You'll be on it.
Go in the comments.
Facebook, sure.
Yeah. Facebook it's a hater. I mean, I understand. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Facebook squad, please get it together.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought the game started. We got a little. Oh no, the game did start. All right, come on. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Anyway, we want to remind you to hit the like button and share for us. Share this show, and actually you can go to our Facebook page at The Real Scoop Show. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you can catch all of our episodes. You can catch replays. You know what's going on in our little world. I also want to let you know that Hot Topics is brought to you by Curvy Kitten. And we are on the brink of releasing the first episode of one of our new projects, our new show, Bayer By.
On the break.
Another teaser is coming, y'all.
Yes. Mute.
Over here soon.
To know what we about to do. To go.
Anybody wanna date with me because anybody wanna date with me. Shit, it's me. It's me. What you talking about? I'm fun. What would you like to do that for? I like to be a little bit active. That's fun on the day. I like to be a little bit active. Now, I don't like to sweat, so don't take me running or nothing. What's that called? Make it low. What's that called? Miniature golf. We can do that. That's fun. Eating is fun. I like to eat. Eating is fun. What is that against been a problem for me in the past? Really? What's been a problem for me in the past? Being able to actually date. Has been being able to actually date. Like, start. You have the starting point. So, that's why I say, God took me to the beach. God took me to the beach. We had intimate conversation. And we, had a nice kiss. It's just, it's romantic. It's nice.
She trying to do a just right.
Cause I am good with managing my time. And that's just a vague way to put it, but I think with the amount of effort that I put on the table, a woman coming at least halfway is enough. Or at the most halfway is enough.
So, what's one characteristic that you look for in somebody like anybody you do hygiene.
One is hygiene. It's like it's other stuff that's it's like it's other stuff that's needed, but that is super important. Honestly, even when it hurts, like you gotta have just 100%
element. Why you laughing so hard? Yeah, making me hesitate to cut in line. Drink Colin. Instead I'm pissing. Now on my lap is adorable. And girl, I'm feeling. Now I'm on my 6th shot.
Just a fun little teaser to get y'all in the mood for Bay or Bye. That like the tip of the iceberg. So I can't wait till we share the first episode with you guys. So be on the lookout for it. Follow us, follow Bay or Bye, and you'll be in the know.
Mm-hmm.
So our first hot topic is about
Woo, child.
yes, this was pretty deep. One a parenting question.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not this.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Wrong one.
Wait a minute now. Okay. Is the stepfather wrong in this scenario? So the scenario is Stan, he's a 54-year-old man. His wife, Renee, they have been married for 22 years. She had 2 beautiful daughters from her previous marriage. The girls were 5 and 7 when they met. The father was a doctor, abandoned them after he and Renee divorced. He remarried and took care of his new family. Meanwhile, I've always taken care of his girls as if they were my own. Renee has been a stay-at-home wife majority of our marriage. I'm a blue-collar worker. I once asked her about seeing the doc for child support. Her reply was, we don't need him, we have you. I asked her to adopt the girls, but Renee insisted the doc wouldn't agree to it. Regardless, I continued to take care of my family, put both girls through college, brought both a car, and was present at all their school events. I'm currently footing the bill for the eldest daughter's wedding and helping the youngest take care of her 5-year-old. I'm the only papa the baby knows. So it says the doc recently divorced his wife and has been trying to repair the relationship with his daughters. My daughter told me she wanted her biological dad to give her away and do the father-daughter dance. I was devastated. I suggested we both walk her down the aisle. Renee interfered and told me I'm just the stepdad and not to mess up her special day. I feel so broken. I have decided that I will not attend the wedding nor pay the remaining $10,000 balance after I already paid $12,000 on the wedding. My wife has called me petty and threatened to divorce me if I miss the wedding. However, I'm standing firm on my decision. Am I wrong? Woo, that's a lot to unpack. But at the very basis, what do you think, Wynn? Is he wrong? No.
I think Stan should have put his foot down a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think Stan messed up by the moment when she said, we don't need the doc, we have you. At that moment right there, Stan said,
oh, wait, hold on now.
let's talk this out.
Yeah.
Because there's some we gotta put some healthy parameters and boundaries in place. Mm-hmm. And he did not. And so Miss Renee took it and ran with it. And now this is now he's 22 years
22
years in, and no bro, you're not wrong. As a matter of fact, I'd want a refund on my 12.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you like this. What I told you this was what I said when I got married. I said, he who writes the check gets to make the decisions. And so when people came to me talking about, I said your suggestions would land a lot easier
if they came
if they were proceeded by cash, check, or money order. Man, you played yourself. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Q.
Yeah, he's not wrong at all. He's not wrong. All of those women are wrong. All the daughters, the dad should not even allow himself to come in and push the other dad away. Like, they should have a conversation as well. You know what I mean? Like, that it should not have even gotten to this point without who is it? Doc? We calling it with a lowercase d. And I appreciate I caught that. I caught that shade, by the way. Renee got his capital R, Stan got his capital S, Doc is lowercase d. Doc. Okay. So I catch that.
Little D Doc.
Little D Doc. Okay. You should have been approaching capital S Stan. Because I stand for Stan right now, aside from him being not so smart getting 22 years in and being used like this.
Yeah.
But his heart is in the right place. Y'all know I'm not really a fan of that whole step this, step that in the first place. Like that is not at all how I was raised, especially in this type of situation that this man is describing. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And they could not have been a black family because there's somebody's auntie, somebody's grandma, Medea, somebody is coming from the back. What the hell is wrong with you, girl? Like, you know what I mean? You is not finna bring this man in here in front of this man after this man done paid for these babies that ain't his babies. Like, nah, that'd be a whole other type of conversation that would happen in a black family. You know, that would not go down.
Okay, so not to cut you off, but I don't want not to lose that point. So when you say that, do you think that because they use the term step, like, is that part of maybe how subconsciously the attitude was toward the situation from the wife that you know was passed on down to the children?
Yep, I can imagine they treated him like step all throughout, and that could be why he went so hard for them, trying to prove that I love you even still. You know what I mean? Because that way that they were so everyone was on board with that. I can imagine, oh no, this is my stepfather. Even though old boy had nothing to do with it. You know, and I met people like that. And these people are crazy. Like, how do you have this, you know, how do you make the people who are really in your life feel so small? I don't know. I don't understand that. But yeah, I think they very much had a mindset of his step, which allowed this to happen. Yeah.
We have a comment from Mr. Crater. He says, not wrong. He's been providing for these girls since he was a little kid and the only father they knew. Wow, that's good that the birth father wants to be involved. He should have enough moral fiber to understand he should not expect this of his daughter or even go along with her idea of him walking her down the aisle. Yes, it's definitely that at some point, you know, you just think people do the right thing. You just do what's decent. So some adult should have stepped in, and it should have been even the father. Like, yes, I know our relationship is new. I know you're excited that we're, you know, coming together during this time where you're walking down the aisle, but she probably was thinking, oh, my for real father is here. I'm walking down the aisle. That's every little girl's fairy tale. So just calm her down and do the right thing.
Right.
It's hard for people.
She's got 2 arms, one grab each arm. People love that. Like, people love those moments. Oh, right. Everybody go down the aisle. You know what I mean? But like, to just
I'm sorry. If I'm staying, I'm like,
yeah, but I wouldn't want to probably do that. You can have a speech at the reception, but yeah, I can see stand.
22 years.
Yeah, and you just now showing back up.
The highlight of most fathers for their daughter. One of the highlights for a father to a mother, for a father to a daughter, is this, and you want to take that from him after 22 years.
Yeah, my daddy wouldn't have went for it. My dad would not have went down. He would have. It wouldn't.
Yeah, like no.
Yeah, we did the courthouse thing, but it would have been either the 2 arms or no arm. Like, you can sit this one out, homie, or you can grab that other arm. But this is my daughter, and I'm walking her down this aisle. You know what I mean? And that would not have even been. I would have never put them in that position. It would have always been a. You know what I mean? But child, never did.
2 years and you ain't been around.
Yeah, but that wasn't our situation either. Yeah, my dad was. Yeah. But yeah, this is too much.
Yeah, you don't have to make it extreme so that we can all get sucked in.
Yeah, right. 22 years.
22.
Yeah, like he wasn't there. Yeah. But I think everyone was the post pretty much the same. I think
Yes.
I think most people would agree that that's kind of.
Everybody wrote with
kind of weird, but you know, people write movies and post and all this stuff about things like this. So there's people out here who really deal with people like this. So I don't know, is that narcissism? Like, are they narcissists? What is that? What is it with some of these families that kind of all have this? Like, to me, that's kind of, it's not really violent, but it's like really rude or mean, malicious. Thing to do to, like, you know, to leave him out of that part of the situation. Like, we all know what the decent thing is, but it's like they don't care, and some people really live that. I just wonder what happened. Who hurt you? I guess in short,
it's selfish. It's really what it is.
Okay, yeah. which leads us to the next hot topic.
Let me first say, excuse the language. Y'all know I usually would put something like this. Excuse the language. I'm just gonna throw it out there right now.
We don't have time to black it out, right?
We most of us grown, so we can keep moving.
Hold on.
Okay. So, bruh, you know this B just told me she wasn't feeling me after she had me bring her out here. So this is one fella to another. I told you about all this power tricking you doing. So what you gonna do? She thinks she's slick. She was talking all this freaky crap before we got here.
Oh, hold on. Where's it? Sorry, hold on. Oh,
This
yeah.
is fun. This is gonna be a fun one. I'm gonna send her for a massage and then switch rooms and cancel her flight home. Ninja, what? You play too much. Let the streets cover her tag.
The rest of it is
This is too bad.
he did exactly what he said. She goes down.
Yeah, and she tried to come back. She sees him later on in the evening.
Didn't have enough money. So
She didn't have enough money to pay for everything. After she tried to flex and say she did, like I don't, I just stay here and do what I need to do. But she couldn't afford it, and he could tell he knew she couldn't afford it. And she came back trying to apologize, and he didn't go for it, and said she was blocked. And so basically, she was kind of stranded out there. More of the story. So I will start with you on this. What are your thoughts about this? And was the guy wrong in the end for doing that?
With what we were given here, okay, because I've been working really, really hard at staying on focused on what we've been given, okay. I don't think he was necessarily wrong. I think she was. How do I say that? Because like there's so many different ways this could go. She should have had money to cover herself. She should not have gone on that trip without money to cover herself, regardless if she was planning on or not. She should have gone with enough money to cover herself, if only for a night or two, so she could get back to the crib.
Right.
You know what I mean? As far as him being wrong, the moral, awesome side of me wants to say yes. That he should at least make sure she was saving all that other stuff. But like the cue me, like, this dude is not flying you halfway wherever y'all at, paying for this trip, y'all doing this, whatever. Like, dude's not flying you halfway across the world to talk. Like, sis,
Right.
stop it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just being realistic about your environment and the situations that you put yourself in. So, no, I don't really think he's wrong, because I'm not gonna pay to be like. Who does that? Like, she wouldn't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't. No woman's gonna sign up for no situation like that and bring you all the way to Christmas, and then you bring a new chick. You know what I mean? Like, that's me inviting you to Christmas with my family. You know, I'm feeling you, and I'm trying to get something popping off, and then you bring your girlfriend. Bruh, your little gift wine that you thought you was gonna slide in here with to my mama, gone, got to go. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. What you
Go ahead.
What you do?
Now, you got to say something. Go ahead.
No, I ask you what you think.
So I don't think he was wrong, and I think because it says in there that they had conversations about it, and she was talking all of this freaky whatever. So I think, though, that does not mean she has to, like, she's obligated to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you don't, like, when you lead with that, and you lead with that as the expectation, like, that's now, do I think he was mature? I don't think he was wrong. I think it was immature for there.
Okay, I can give him that. Yeah, I can give him that.
Immature, because if the tables are turning, that's my sister or that's my daughter. You know what I mean? And I look at it from that perspective. I wouldn't want to do leaving her stranded out there like that with no money. However, if that's not what I guess my thing is at some point, like the question I would want to know is why are we going on trips with people to romantic getaways with people if we don't have that type of relationship?
If we're not gonna be romantic.
Right. That's so
Yeah.
true.
I think that's the thing that I'm like, why would we do that? Why would you do that? Unless you went into it with the expectation of saying, hey, I'm not interested in having sex. I don't know you that well yet. So, we might, now, but I think that you gotta, but when you talking like, yeah, I can do this and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that to you and I'm gonna do this and I'm the baddest chick you done ever gonna be, then.
Now, agreed. Now, this is something because we didn't show the complete conversation, but he did mention to her that he mentioned to his homeboy that they had been talking all kind of freaky stuff or whatever. And on the post, there was someone who mentioned there's a few things could have happened. He could have misinterpreted what freaky talk could have been. Freaky talk does not automatically mean consent. She could say, I like doing this thing, but that does not mean I'm going to do this thing with you. And then there's another thing that came up that a man said, and I wish I could pull it up exactly right now, but then it would cause my connection to be stupid. But he was like, there's a lot of the time men will talk themselves out of a situation with the woman. She could have known very well what was going on, planned to get it on, had lingerie in the bag and all that stuff, and he could have acted done a little too much. And she's all of a sudden, nah, I'm good. And at that point, I feel, yeah, you can say what you need to say, but that is when she should have had her credit card, her coins on deck to be like, you know what? I actually booked your room down the hall and I'm gonna go. Okay. You know what I mean? If that's how you feeling, I understand. We might not have needed to do this and I'm gonna go on and roll out. But she should have never put herself in that situation. That's where I think that she really messed up. You can always choose to do something different, but you always, girl, you in a whole nother country. Girl,
I think I agree with the part about why are you even going somewhere like that where that's not understood.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that the whole going to a romantic destination, especially if you're staying in the same room, like come on, you ain't for 2 rooms, you have talked at least about the room situation
for a week.
Yeah,
like come on. Like, yeah. So it is
serious dating, husband, wife type stuff. A week vacation is not something you do with somebody you just hanging out with.
Right. But if he's that type of person that try to floss, it's some people that do that. There's some people that be trying to floss, whisk somebody, whisk people away and blah 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 for a week or something like this. So, but if people whisking you away, you better whisk them draws.
Hashtag that. If you getting flued out, you better girl. You said it, sis. Whisk them away. You better with that. And I mean that might make
you better pull up to the side and wiggle something. You better do something now.
Yeah.
You better. You already know now. We got to stop acting like.
You come on, what dude. When we talked about this a couple weeks ago, even in marriage, but when a man goes on vacation with his woman, there's an expectation of vacation sex. So I think and I think as a man, for just having a sister, wanting to see women safe, you got to always put yourself in the position to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So going without your own money, period. Going without your own money, especially if you don't know that you feel in him like that, and that you feel that safe with him and that comfortable, is just not safe. That's not a wise thing to do.
Yeah.
In another country, and now you calling people for money that don't, and ain't nobody able to help you. Like that's just a bad space to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never go somewhere without having enough money for a ticket, a ticket home.
Mm-hmm.
Or where you going. If you going down the street or you going across seas, you calculate and have enough money to get at the very least back to your destination. So yeah, that's definitely a hard lesson learned. Was he wrong? I still think the most blocking somebody in another country when you obviously have the funds, it's already prepaid, at least let her get home. You know?
Oh yeah, I forgot you just say you blocked her. That is one thing.
Yeah.
Not
At least
being able to get in contact with nobody. Yeah, that's one thing.
I mean,
He was mad. His feelings was
I'm a
hurt.
blocker, so that hurt. I'm a blocker that hurt, but I'm like, I don't know why I block somebody across the country now. We the only two.
When we get back on the state line, do not contact me anymore. But yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's a good point.
Block them.
That is a good point.
You got some comments?
Yes, we do have to comment. So let's see. This dude needs to put a quarter in his lane because he played himself. There had to be warning signs on the way. He just tried to get booty. Not only did you fail, but you footed the bill for her to find it somewhere else down there.
That's possible.
Could happen. Mhm.
Yeah.
I told Danielle that's what he about to do. So yeah.
Listen, one-on-one and dating. Never leave the house without somebody to get home. Right. It could have went a few different ways. Yeah. Yep. Shalita says, our finessing gone wrong on both ends. Yeah, she could have been trying to finesse him. And evidently trying to finesse her. You're right. Shalita says he was absolutely wrong for leaving her. However, she had to know if dude was feeling her, and she probably thought she was getting over it. She was also stupid for traveling with no funds for an emergency because at the end of the day, anything can happen. Right.
Anything.
Emergencies, anything. Girl, he'll be. Oh, that's cute. Sylvia, maybe he chose a broke chick because this is his character. She corrected it underneath. Yeah, I think there are people. We hear people say that all the time that they, look for people they can help.
Oh yeah.
The white knight syndrome.
That's all they got.
Yeah.
That's all they got. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it happens. But again, even in that situation, as the broke young lady, you still have to say, this is not a good thing for me to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't have money. If something happens, I'm not going to go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me just anyway. I don't like going nowhere if I don't have enough money. If I don't think I have enough money that I think I should have.
Yep. And that is just being smart.
Yeah.
Going out, period. Like, I'm not going out with homegirls or girls I don't know well without a certain amount of money. And I'm absolutely letting them know before we get in the car, I'm gonna have to cash app you with this, that, or the third, and we make that exchange before we even roll out. You know what I mean? That's never a surprise, but absolutely never with women I don't know. You know what I mean? Why would you put yourself in that position for people to put you out there like that? Like, that's a survival lesson. That's not a dating thing. That's not just
right. It really isn't. But but in that same respect, while we going down this rabbit hole, people who are comfortable with doing that, like with their friends or with anybody else, they may be comfortable. They may think that it's okay to go on a trip like this because they're used to other people footing the bill. Whether they are a bum or not, or just, you know what I mean? Some really, really attractive people expect people to do stuff for them.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So, you have to kind of
for that, I hope. I hope, because and I'm not being funny when I say that, because like this in today's society, you got to be careful, man. There's some people who look normal, who look like they good, but then in a situation like this, they're not. And
because he did her dirty. Like, it was messed up what she did, but he did her pretty dirty. You know what I mean? I think he was wrong for ceasing kind of like not fooling with her anymore. But like, now that the more I think about it, like the whole situation in itself, that was pretty dirty to be left in a, as irritated I am with her.
Especially, and you check, like, let me go check and make sure this really is. To me, at that point, I'm not gonna be able to just block somebody and go on. So I put them in that's a bad situation. Yeah, but
like my thing would be a worst case scenario. I wouldn't do this, but if he's just that, like, make her pay you back. You know what I mean? Like, if you know what I mean? But don't leave somebody in another country when they trying to.
Ain't gonna pay him back. You just got to charge that to the game. You might have to have it, like, having that conversation there in that space leaves it, letting her know that there's a chance I'm gonna get you back to the States. And if I don't have no money to get back to the States, She gonna say whatever she needs to say to get back to the stage. You know what I mean? You might as well take that L and just have it completely understood. I'm not Ubering you home. Like when you get back to that airport, that's on you, sis. You know what I mean? Period. Not the end. You know, and let that be the day.
Yeah. Terrible. Okay, so the next hot topic, still along the lines of, huh?
I said, excuse the language on this one too.
Okay.
Oh.
Goddess, don't F for free. For your commitment, for your love, for your meaning, for your protection. As a woman, you gain so much power when you learn to control your sexual urges. Close it up until you receive a meaningful position in a man's life. Seek healing if you are sleeping with a man or men and still are a secret, not taken out in public. Still have to protect yourself. Still have to show yourself adoration and buy yourself gifts. He refers to you as his homegirl or situation, and he still doesn't have to answer to you and has no obligation to you. Time to get smart and level up. That's a deep one. You know, has some validity to it. I mean, you really can't argue with what the premise of the whole idea is. I'm gonna go to you first on this one, just because this is what's your take on?
This is a very cute post. That's why.
Very what?
This is a very cute post. That's why you got. So I do agree with this. Yeah, I do pretty much agree with this, and I'm going to say I agree with this in the premise of, if you are one of those women who say that you are after a certain type of lifestyle, a certain type of vibration, a certain type of end game, then you need to recognize that you can no longer operate in the vibration of a woman who is not aspiring to be in that place. So when you read this, this can sound very, very preachy. This can sound very mantra-ish, you know, very affirmation-y, and it is, but it's speaking to a woman who is trying to be in a different type of space. You could say you could make it very basic as age. Like a younger woman might be like, girl, bye. That is not even what I'm on right now. You know what I mean? Okay, yes, that's fine, queen. Go ahead, queen. You know what I mean? And be perfectly fine sitting you on about your way. Excuse me, about your way. But so I will say, yes, I agree with that for the woman who is walking that walk. I completely agree with it for that. But I'm not gonna look at the sister who's not living this, you know, this walk and be like, ooh, no, she doesn't deserve this, that, or the third, because that's not her way. So yeah. I'm here for it.
I don't disagree with this. I mean, I think I don't disagree with this, but I think in the age of do what you feel, that this does not, I don't know how this marries well with that message.
Right.
Because I think that's difficult to marry do what you feel, what you want, when you want, no matter what. Well, maybe not no matter what, but do what you feel. But then, because to me, this is almost going back to, which I don't disagree with, putting a standard on what you do. And that doesn't necessarily always fly in the face well with that. So I don't have a problem with it at all. I actually wholeheartedly agree that a woman should not just give herself to somebody who does not, I don't want to use the word invest, but who's not committed to her. I don't think that she should do that. Just because of what it does, what I believe it does to you, to your mentally, to your psyche, to your soul. Like, I'm just very careful about,
That makes sense.
I get it. Yeah, I mean, it's to me, like, when I read it, I'm like, it's old school, but you know, some things I think kept us, I don't know, just kept us in a different space when it comes to like just morals or what a common decency was. to me, it just kind of reminds me of that space. I don't think anything is wrong with it because it is right. But there's some women out there who's not looking for all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like the time to get smart and level up. Some people feel like they're living their best lives the way they're living them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when it comes to how to talk about being free and being yourself, and then have these types of conversations, I think it still just boils down to doing what you know is right for you and your purpose. We don't ever kind of get our purpose into that. So I don't think a lot of people don't think that far in advance, especially when it comes to sex or our bodies or, anything like that. We don't put that in perspective with our goals and where we are in life. But I don't know. I didn't see this one either until later. So what were the comments on ladies of the school? I'm sure they gave us some goodness.
This one we got into a back and forth of, it got into a back and forth of, every woman doesn't want to be a goddess. Everybody doesn't do this. You can be free with your body. I thought we wanted women to be free sexually now. Like we got very, which is a point, but I don't know. It was a good discussion, but I think sometimes we got a little, how we do. Yeah, how we do. It was a good discussion. There were some good points made.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I said sometimes we go around the way to, and it still opens your eyes up about something, whether it's about yourself or how you really feel. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't think that's a bad thing when we go down our rabbit holes.
Mm-hmm.
They're fun.
I kind of stopped because I was like, it wasn't really bad. Like it made sense,
Yeah. Like
I just think like I said, I think it's very difficult to. I don't think that it's. Let me say. I think that it's difficult to get people to see the two, give the same space to both.
Oh yeah,
free and put and don't do it for free. Like have a commitment and all that kind. Have a commitment. Have a relationship. Have somebody who's accountable to you, who doesn't just see you as a situationship or a homegirl, and do whatever you want whenever you feel like it. It doesn't like. I think again that's a difficult space to try to operate in because one says don't think about what you're doing and just do what you feel, and the other says hold on, there needs to be some serious commitment before you enter into that space, and and that's difficult. And I think you can do both. I think you can definitely be free and know yourself and do what you want, but say, hey, I'm not going to do it until I find the right person.
I think I agree with you, but I think just from a womanhood perspective, I think what you just gave as a parallel as one is being free and the other being thoughtful as like a kind of an alter ego thing. I think as far as this is concerned, or this kind of conversation is concerned, the lady who can say she's free, do what you want to do, this, that, and the third, is saying she's confident enough in herself to trust herself to do what it is that she feels led to do. What this is saying is the value that you put on yourself with your free self, your beautiful self, that you are out here living your best life. You don't put your free, beautiful self in situations that don't value you because of this. It's not necessarily a thoughtlessness and a thoughtfulness about your life and where the direction that it's going. Because I think women can be very free. If a woman is single and living her, doing her thing, she can be very free and go with the flow. But when she's entertaining life, you now have to look at how someone else values you. I can be free and make decisions because I know how I love me. But if I'm looking at how you love me and value me, then there's a different type of criteria, I guess, that's attached to that.
Yeah. And then I think that there's still spaces where, like, okay, for example, even if you tell children to, I'm not gonna go there because people will take it somewhere else.
We already going down.
Never mind, I ain't gonna go there. I just think even as a person that's free and open-minded and willing to experience everything that they want, if you love yourself enough, you're still going to have some kind of boundary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think that's where, like you said, how do people kind of find that balance? I think that, to me, not saying that I've even been in that space, but to me, that's where you find that perfect balance, because you still have to. It still boils down to how much do you love yourself to say, you know, I'm above that. I'm above. You know, if I think that in my mind, if I think that is I'm settling or that's beneath me, then I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if
And I agree.
okay, like if you are being, you know, if you're dating several, you know, different people, are you just dating anybody who asks you out, or are you dating quality people? You know, like, I guess I kind of look at it as that.
Yep.
In that kind of perspective. Like, you don't have to be totally strict, like, oh my God, we have to be, you know, at a certain place with a person to, you know, have sex with them. But
You know,
if you know yourself and you know that person, like, don't just be having random sex with bums on the street.
But I think
save yourself for one man.
yeah,
You know,
I agree with you, and I think we're all saying the similar thing.
yeah,
I think the difference is just that what I think the added dimension is to the person who is free. When we say free, or when some people say free, not we, but when we're saying be free in terms of within yourself to do what some people interpret that is to sleep with the bum on the street, if that's what I feel like.
Right.
So I think it's like
right.
that's not what we mean by free, man. We mean so,
right.
that, so yeah. So yeah, I think we all agree that we're not saying just be out here just, you know, what you say,
really
busting it wide open all to any and everybody. We're not saying that, but
yeah. But I mean, you know, and it may be some people out there, like I said, these types of conversations just kind of make you. To me, it should make you think in a certain way. It may, you know, maybe something that you haven't even thought about, or, you know, you might be like, you know what, I ain't been out in public with him. I ain't never thought about it like that, you know, because you thinking you just doing your thing, you know what you want, but because you're not even putting whatever you're doing in a box.
good question.
So I think that's some discord too sometimes.
Good question.
Yeah, so we have a conversation.
We are limiting our happiness and desires in order to be accepted by someone else.
I think that is a question of your discipline. I think that is a question of what do you really desire? Do you desire a short-term fun, or are you looking for something that's going to actually be a long-term desire? Like, if you desire long-term love, I think that's what I meant earlier. Like, if you desire just fun and free right now, then that would be your desire. Okay, cool. But if you know long-term what you're really after is something that's going to fulfill you, you know, you might succumb to that happy fun time right now. But if you know that's going to hurt you for the next 6 months, you know what I mean? It's going to take you 6 months to recover from the heartache that one night gave. Like, is that really, are you really listening to what you should be listening to?
But at the same time, I'm glad, you know, that comment did come up, because then it still comes back to, are you really being true with yourself? Because some people out here saying they living their best lives and they really not. You know what I mean? So just because you think you're free and you sleeping with all these people, if that just as an example, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's even what you really want. You might be trying to fill a void. So in respect to what the comment is at, or the question asked, I think it just depends on if you know what really makes you happy. You know,
that's a good question, though. Is
that really what your desire is, or are you just lonely and want somebody? You know, like I tell myself all the time, I have to be real with myself sometimes when I be like, oh, I want a relationship, and I be like, girl, you know, you just you know, I be like, you need
to go have a drink, have some conversation, and come on back to that
companionship. You didn't want, you wasn't looking for, you know what I mean? You just want companionship, because now they on your nerves. So you know what I mean? Like, you just got to. You got to really think of what is, am I honest enough with myself? Because a lot of us aren't. No. Like, I feel like like I'm just now coming into like full honesty with myself, and in the decisions that I make.
Being able to really check Kels and be like, girl, sit down.
Yeah. Like,
I don't think in this instance you're limiting your happiness, but I do think you're limiting your desires. And I think you're limiting your desires because all desire is not good.
Yeah.
Like everything we desire is not good for us. And I think what you're saying is, and sometimes you are limiting your happiness saying for the purpose of long-term joy and long-term peace and your long-term happiness. Because and it's not about being accepting of other people or someone else. I think it's more so being accepting of who you really are, and that there's value in you that's beyond just this moment of how I feel. So I believe your life partner should be accepting of you as a whole. I'm sorry. The point I was getting at, are you being true to yourself? I just believe your life partner should be accepting of you as a whole. We agree. Yeah. Yeah, we talk about the difference between life partnership and the dude that you just met at the 7-Eleven.
And I think that made me think about something else, because Q, when you mentioned what space that you are in life, if you're in that space where you're like, oh, I know I want something long term, then do you start to put yourself in a long term space long before the long term, or do you do what you do all the way up to that? You know what I mean? Up to that moment. And is it gonna
I don't think there's any one right. I don't think there's a right way to do that. That's a good question. I don't think there's a right way to do that, and I hope that my response didn't sound that way. Like you just boom one day you transition to that. Yeah, but I think some women, they party hard, they do what they want to do, and then all of a sudden, all right, I'm done with that. Now I'm gonna start. All of a sudden, next time you see sis, she look like a totally different chick. You know what I mean? Acting, walking, talking, do a whole different thing. Some women go through a phase where all of a sudden, you know what, they start realizing this doesn't really feel like me anymore. You know what I mean? I'm starting to look at this. I need to be in the space with these type of people, and they start to transition their movements and start to prepare themselves, because cold turkey is hard for some folks. So you know what I mean? So sometimes you gotta get used to it so that you can be comfortable in that new space. You know what I mean? You might want to sit back in the cut a couple times, have your drink by yourself before you show up at happy hour at a new spot. You know what I'm saying? Just see what's going on and get a feel for the place. So I think that is why I mentioned that. Like, you got to know you yourself. And I think that's why I love Lanae's comments and questions so much, because the person you do life with is going to have to know and love the you that you are. But you can't mess around with the person who's potentially that life partner if you yourself don't know who that is, because they're trying to fall for this person that you're still trying to figure out. And then, there's transitions that happen in love, but if you're still reaching, they don't know if you're the one that they're really trying to be with. And now they've got all this stuff on them because you don't even know who you are. You know what I mean? So you can't say, gas and put up all the quotes and memes and, have the t-shirts and all that if you're not really being active at trying to walk that walk. You know what I mean? You can't bring someone else into your role play. You know what I mean? You got to really be committed to what you're doing, or else just do it by yourself.
Right. And all day. Yeah, and it's still like, even talking about being true to you, we have so many restraints around being true to you when we really think about it, though, because I had to get checked really recently about something that I thought I was really open-minded about, and they were like, your face says it all. I'm like, whatever. Like, no, like your face could be offensive if I'm talking to you about something that's dear to me and you are showing your lack of respect for how I feel and blah, 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 blah. So, it's just, even us. And I always say, me, I'm open-minded. I'm like, well, I'm so appalled. Nobody can, I don't judge. And they're like, no, yes, you do. Like, something in your face judge me. So, really, are we really, we're more progressive, or are we really in a space to be comfortable with letting people really be them? Because until we're in that space, we're still gonna get all this this dishonesty and this covering up because we're trying, like even that means, you know, if you got a lot of brothers on there saying, "Ooh, yes, that's what I want. Yes, yes, yes." Everybody saying that's what a woman is supposed to do. You'll have women out there who think, okay, so if I do this, now I'm gonna get a husband. Then they know that it doesn't happen in their crush. So yeah, I think we tell people to be true to themselves, but in the restraint, in the restraints of this box, though.
Yeah.
It's like a couple having an open relationship. They are still able to be themselves and maybe have a better relationship than a monogamous couple. I understand that.
There's another comment.
That's why it's important to know exactly who you are before joining with someone else. Yeah, I mean, that's for sure. But I agree with that. I also think we also have to remember that who you are when you get with them is not going to be who you are 10 years later. So it's, you know.
Yeah, you have to think about that too.
So it's really just, I think, it is about giving people the freedom to be themselves. But I think it's also when you're in a relationship with somebody, you love them, and you know what, all of a totally separate conversation. But okay, but you love them, and when you love them, the changes and things that they have, you make them with them. Within reason. So. I ain't gonna give you the full Will Smith because I'm not there. But, I'm not there. I don't think I ever will be. Yeah.
Big Willie's on a different level.
Yeah. Let's. I want to get this last time before we move on. I don't want to skip this. I think we skip this last time. So for the last hot topic is men. Is it hard to have a consistent conversation in a relationship, or is that asking for too much? Is it hard to have a consistent conversation in a relationship, or is that asking?
The reason we're laughing is because we're remembering the comments on this post.
I will start with you, Win.
Is it hard to have consistent conversation in a relationship? No, not at all.
You see how simple that was? No. No.
It's not. There are days and where you're not going to have the quantity of time. I've said this before. You're not going to have the quantity of time, but you still, I don't care how busy you are, you can carve out 5 minutes in a day to say, hey, I was thinking about you. You're on my mind. I hope you're having a good day. Today is busy. I'll talk to you later. Come on, man. Bro, that's not asking a lot. I just don't understand why. What is consistent?
Do you know how many people said that on that post, girl?
Like the 2/3 every.
I wasn't even on the post, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, that's the dating world. Like that's the dating world. So I know exactly what you guys are talking about. I don't know why it's so hard. I don't know why this conversation is so hard, and why it has to keep coming up, and why no one gets it. I
asked the person who posted the question. How often is this person? And they were like, once every other week. I said, oh, please, move on. Game over. Game over. No,
Trash.
Like, come on.
Like, they just contacted them once every other week.
Once a week. Like, if we in the whole relationship, and I'm talking to you once a week. We're not in a relationship, y'all. Just clear as a man.
I know people who had them weekly relationships. I always thought it was odd of myself.
I'm the more busier man ever meet in this world, and I am telling you, that is absolute hogwash. You can talk to somebody, text 5 minutes. Come on, man.
Yeah.
If you ain't on somebody's desert storm and somebody's, doing something like that, like military, those types of things, those are extenuating circumstances that you have to adapt to. But no, that is ridiculous. Yeah.
At some point, you can say something. You can say something.
No, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Just move on to the next relationship.
Yeah. No, I'm saying if you could say something. Okay, let's go to this then. So since people are asking what is consistent, how long do you think anybody can you go more than a day without speaking to someone you're involved with or in a relationship with? Like when is it too much? How long is too much to not talk to your significant other or person you're trying to get to know or whatever?
On a regular basis?
Period. Just period from day to day. What's too long?
Your significant other. Every day.
Okay.
Or just somebody you're dating. Just somebody you're dating.
Unless there is a circumstance that prevents it.
Mm-hmm.
A circumstance, I mean, you work days, they work nights. You can't talk while you're at work. I mean, like that you know, every day. What's the big? Come on, like this ain't gotta be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Shalita, prisoner war. We're gonna comment. Yeah, because I mean, and you're serious. Yeah, when you think about it, because.
That's funny. I agree, Shalina. I had to read it twice before it got me. Prisoner war.
I talk to my girlfriends more than once a week. I mean, I have girlfriends, I have sisters, and a mom.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to daily.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think I would probably feel kind of odd if I didn't say something. But I mean. And I know I'm saying that, but y'all sometimes I don't respond.
But you're not in a relationship. You're not in that type of relationship.
We've been talking to folks. Sometimes you just get busy. But to me, that they're not a priority. Like you have to be honest with yourself. You know what? If you're not excited to be talking to them, then they're not a priority.
Yep. That's
but
it.
If you were in love with somebody, then you don't want to go days without talking. Like that's just not.
Or even in like with somebody, you sending a hey, what you do? Like, there's some. That's what I was like. This is silly to me that we're even having this back and forth discussion about a conversation.
Because you know what? Because at that point, that's when the women we have to be honest with yourself and say, you know, is this man really? He probably not interested in you, like you know.
Me, yes.
You just hanging on to a hope. That's why you asking these questions. Well, what it mean if he only called me once a week?
It means
plan A. I'm gonna say plan A, B, and C backed out. That's what it means.
Or he doesn't value you that much to make talking to you a priority.
Mm-hmm.
It could really be that there's nobody else. He just don't really like you that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to be that too. Yeah, but it's not that hard. It's not. I don't know. I think because when we like try to hold on to that little glimmer of hope, we're like, oh, well, maybe it's the 2-day rule. Well, did the rule change? Is it 3 days now?
You first get the number, first of all.
I think those are the type of conversations ladies have in their head. Like, I'm just being real with y'all. That's
let me say as a man, no. He's not doing it. I want all women to hear my voice when you say, is he waiting for the 2-day rule? No. That's not the base of that.
No, we know they ain't, because we know some of them, you give me your number in the store, they call you for you hit the parking lot.
You can put your first bag in the trunk, okay? Right. You said it.
So we know that. I think, I mean, we're still in this, ladies, we have to come on out of that. Some of us are still in this delusional place that we can wish something in the bin. I mean, we are. That's basically what you're doing. You daydreaming about it every day. You want to ask questions, hoping they see it on Facebook. That they would, change. I mean, we have to be. And I mean, I was one of those people. It may be somebody I don't even like. I just did not want to go on from something. Like it was some type of, I don't know, some type of award or something. It ain't nothing if they're not really talking to you. How do you even still like them? Or you know what I mean? Like it's nothing. But we still hold on.
I think a lot of times too, Kels, is that we don't want to come off as a failure, especially the older we get. Like the older we get, and like the for those of us who like want to be in relationships or want to be married, it's like you don't want to be a failure in another relationship.
Yeah.
So it's like, let me give all I have
Just in case.
hope,
Mhm.
just in case, right? If I do it this one more time, he gonna see it, or
Yeah.
she gonna see that I really am different from the rest of the. And no,
They won't.
sorry,
You missing your man.
sorry,
You missing your woman.
sorry.
Yeah.
Soon as it look that when that first red flag, don't even do no more. Once that red flag up, that's when you start retreating. They like pull you back. Like I had to learn. Like I really had to teach myself that because oh no, and I didn't even see it. I'm like, no, I ain't that. That ain't me. I ain't looking at potential. I didn't see what I was doing as potential. It's the same thing. You holding on. Oh, he texted me. Ooh, that's some hope. No.
Yeah.
I'm blocking you. I ain't got to worry about you texting me. That's it. Bye.
Moving right along. Yep.
That's been our hot topics. I think these conversations are going to go nicely with our main topic. I know Q's going to get us right into that.
This one was funny to me, but it is a good conversation, especially because we have so much going on right now. We're talking about the men and women and how we are relating to one another. So tonight, our main topic is, and I know when I'm coming back to my ad, 1 second. We're talking about most men don't know what to do with a woman who is not impressed by money. That is our main topic tonight. Most men don't know what to do with a woman who is not impressed by money. Now, this segment is brought to you by Elegance by Design, where healthy hair and skin is our priority, and a beautiful you is always our specialty. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. But no, this get your that threw me off though. You can go and get your all natural hair and skincare products. There we go at elegancebydesign.com. We create hair care that is designed for women who ain't got time to play around with products. They're out here living their very best life, and their products do what they say when they use them the first time around. So yes, go ahead and get to elegancebydesign.com and get you some sexy shea butter, your cocoa mango twist and go cream, curly mousse, all that good stuff. So yes. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into this topic tonight. We are talking about most men don't know what to do with a woman who is not impressed by money. So like I said at the beginning of this one made me kind of chuckle because I thought to myself, okay, but we're also not supposed to recognize that men even have money. You know what I mean? Like most men, when we have conversations with the majority of men I know in our groups and in our pages, like the fact that women even bring up the word money is like bad. So the fact that them not knowing, I'm like, well, what else do they know what to do with it? If we're not supposed to be impressed by money, that doesn't make us attractive. Being impressed by money now is no longer attractive to men. So saying this to me was like, what? You know, like I didn't completely compute this because most men have an issue when you bring up the provider, the money, any of that, because we have so much 50-50 conversation. When what do you think? I caught that smirk. I caught that. What do you think about this, brother on the panel?
I actually agree with this. I agree.
Okay.
Because I think that so I think that most men don't really have a clue what women want, and for various reasons. One of them being I think men in 2020 are still operating from a 1980 paradigm when it comes to understanding women.
You said that.
Number two, I think that that women are still evolving, and so as you all evolve, like if I'm still in 1980 and y'all evolving into 2025, I'm behind trying to figure out what, and there's still some things that y'all are trying to figure out amongst yourselves. Like there's this new level of expectation that a lot of women are coming into that men are like, oh, wait, so you want this? You don't want this? I don't know what you want. Wait, hold on. And so I'm finding that a man thinks and we were, you know, I always say this, we were raised this way, that as long as I have money, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you find someone, now women who are in a lot of instances, because you are the most educated, you are pay wise, you still overall make less than us, but in a lot of instances, you all make more than us because of your career choices. You now have more college degrees, et cetera, et cetera. Now men are like, what am I supposed to do? If I can't provide for her, what am I? I can't provide for her. I can't, you know, she ain't gonna give me none whatever I want. What am I here for? To pick up stuff? You know what I mean? Am I just here to pick up stuff? You know what? Cut the grass? I don't know how to do that very well. Like what? Fix stuff? So I just think that a lot of dudes don't understand like our real value or our other value besides money. So it's like when I'm done with money, what do I do? How do I reach her? How do I impress her? How do I tap into her? How do I make her feel, you know, loved, protected, wanted, needed, desired? Like, how do I do that without spending a bunch of money?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I know some people who do spend a whole bunch of money, and then y'all be like, "I'm not impressed." And then you're like, "Wait, I just spent all this money on you, and you mean to tell me that you're not impressed? You're supposed to be falling at my feet right about now, and y'all don't." And we're like, "What?" So yeah,
I think I think it is because the paradigm has shifted on the amount of single women who don't necessarily need money. So it's gonna take a lot of money to impress her. So I think it depends on what money you're talking. If you're talking about taking them to Mahogany, okay, I can take me to Mahogany.
exactly. That's the
I'm gonna
point.
take you next week, sir. You know, thank you very much. Because I like to let it be known. You know, and maybe they talking about me because I'm one of those women that like I think I make in my mind I'm thinking I make a man comfortable by, you know, being upfront about I'm not, you know, looking for you for no money. Don't shoot me no little dirty comments about money and stuff like that because that ain't what I need from you. So I guess not all the time thinking about just women making more money, just the fact that, you know, it takes a substantial amount. So I'm not impressed with you taking me on a nice dinner and a movie. But if you flew me to Paris, I might be impressed. So I think it does have a lot to do with just the times and that we are in a space that we have to be, you know, we have to take care of ourselves. So we have to be we see more money. So yes, money is not the end all be all for us, for a lot of us in a man.
So do we think that because now women are in a different space as far as being able to provide for ourselves, we've been able to see that we think there should be, I keep saying value today, but in a way value placed in other things? Because like, I think a woman is more likely to say she's not impressed by a man spending a lot of money if she's not a woman who's impressed by having a lot of money spent on her. If she's more of a thoughtful person, you know what I mean? Or if she's more of she tells you she likes to do this thing, and then you go out of your way to spend a lot of money to go do the opposite of the thing that she enjoys doing. Are you really enjoying her? Or are you just getting your kudos? You know what I mean? So like, she's not impressed because you didn't listen. So I think in a way, when I hear women say that money's not everything, you don't need to do, like, I don't even need all that. They're saying, I need you into me. You know what I mean? Not into what you think you want me to be into. You catch that? I need you to be into me, not what you think I think you want me to be into. Because then that's, again, centered on your wants. And again, I'm not really brought into that. So women are now saying, hey, you don't have to relax. Keep your little money. Put your money back in your pocket for right now. I need you to get to know me. So you even know if you want to go that far. You know what I mean? Because that's why I didn't understand why we went so left on the post earlier today about men want to be back. Men deserve love without having to come out of. Oh my God. We went so left on the date and all this other stuff. I'm like, that's not what this is about. We're talking about investing in someone more than just money? You know what I mean? Do you want to put the time in to searching the place that I said, I like this type of food? So do you feel like putting in the time to Google, read reviews, shop around, make a reservation? You know what I mean? Pick me up on time and take me to a place. And it doesn't even have to be an expensive place. I'm a fried chicken, red beans, and rice type of chick. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably a hole in the wall that sells red Kool-Aid, but you hunt that bad boy down and we're going to go sit in somebody's booth and have us a good time. That's what I think this type where men get kind of bum fuzzled, because no, you don't need the boys to men date nights all the time. Think about, did you listen when I was talking, when I was rambling, or did you just, okay, back to the game? You know what I mean? Like, did you listen?
Yeah. That's definitely a take on it. I think I was kind of trying to get around to that too. So I think you cleared it up even for me. Is that it's not always, even for the woman, it's not even about, oh, I have all the money in the world, so I don't need your money. It's not even that. It's just that I'm a different type of person, and maybe I cringe at crowds, so I don't want to go to concerts. You know,
Right.
do you remember I said I, got trampled at a concert? You know what I mean? Like, so,
And that matters.
and that just made me think about, I have gone on, like, I've gone on several dates where I've told men about my diet and what I eat and don't eat and haven't eaten for years. And a few times we went to spots that I couldn't eat, and they're just like, okay, no, I'm gonna need you to. We need to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
You need to order your food and take me somewhere else. So yeah, I was on a date one time and I had to flex on them. So let's go ahead and order your food and I pay for that, and then left and went somewhere else. I got something to eat, like just to tip the waiters or whatever. Like, no, don't. That's not a. You didn't impress me at all because you just gonna make me eat when I told you I don't eat this. You'll take me to a place where I can't eat. Yeah. I'm a big girl. You can take me to a place that only red meat.
I can't get a plate. Yeah.
I'll tell you I can't eat red meat. And that's all they sell. Like, come on, man. Like, you ain't even. You didn't went where you wanted to go.
Yeah.
So, where you went to a place that you thought somebody that you went to a place that impressed somebody else, thinking that this would impress me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're very, one of the things I learned I like about us, but I also realize it's not always good, is we're very routine. So when we find something works, we'll keep doing it. Mm-hmm. So if I took the last girl to Mahogany Steakhouse, and then I'm gonna think, you know what? I know how I'm gonna show this. The last one like Mahogany Steakhouse. I'm taking this, not realizing she doesn't like steak.
Yeah.
Not cooking. She doesn't like steak.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't want to keep one of the places where I get this little dried up piece of chicken. Like, listen,
right.
I'll lead you where we get to that. But yeah, so I can definitely see that.
So how do we shift that? Yeah, I was just gonna say. So how do we start to make that easier for me? Because that's an issue. You know what I mean? I've seen not just in this post, that there have been posts all over where men have been like, but this is what y'all say you want. You say you want us to take you. A few weeks ago, I saw one where a woman said, I want a man to take me on a date, to ask me on a date and not ask me where we going, what I want to do, actually plan the date. And then there was 59 men on the post talking about, but then if I take you to this place, and if I take her to a shellfish place and she's allergic to shell food, then we can't eat. Ask her if she's allergic to shellfish before you take her to the crab place. Like, what are you doing? Like, are you having conversations with these women before you deciding to go break bread?
Some people are not. No. I think some people are using the dates as the time to have conversations. And this is where the old school our old school methods of dating are beneficial. Like before we sat on the phone and talked and asked all of those questions. Right. We found out, what do you like, what don't you like, what's your favorite color, what's your favorite flower, what's your this, what's your that, what's your dreams, what's your 5-year plan, what's your 10-year plan, are you allergic to anything? Oh, really? Tell me about the best date that you've had. Tell me the worst date you've had. If you could go anywhere, where would you go? Like that's where those conversations are beneficial, because then
that made me tired.
As a wise man, I mean, this is over the course of days, Kel. Jesus.
I mean, I know I'm just saying this, but that whole getting to know people, sometimes it be fun, but sometimes it just be so tiring. I'll be like, dang, no, I don't want to tell you about myself.
For the right person, Kel, you be sitting there talking about some, okay.
What's your
No,
next?
I'm just saying, it gets, I understand about the routine. It gets so routine now. But yeah, I get it.
You know a way to do that though?
Make it fun.
Stalk her page and look at the posts that have words,
Yeah.
not just pictures. If you start liking the posts with words and like reading them,
I don't know about
like opening the comments and seeing how she responds to even other people probing, I guarantee you'll be able to come up with something. Like when she doesn't know you're paying attention, when he doesn't know you're paying attention. This works for people that you just into. Like, when do we stop doing our research? Like, Google has killed the game for everybody. Like, this is bad. The fact that we do not put in the energy to read up, to like do the little minor research. And like social media has made it so easy. It's like no brainer. And I'm sorry, people say all the time, I'm not who I am on my Facebook. They a damn lie. They lying. This person spends 90, they wake
You
up.
spend more time on Facebook than your bed. Come on.
That person you see is in there. Okay, it's in there. So if you even get acquainted just a little bit with that person, you halfway in the door to get to the person that they say they are when they're not on Facebook. So, like, I mean,
your mind switches when you go to something.
Just try a little.
I'm like, and if you are, I think of people. I be want to tell people like that. Okay, if you do have a whole persona on Facebook that's totally different from who you are outside of Facebook, then you probably got a split personality. You might need to get that checked out, bro.
Yeah,
I see. It's like
out now.
I can't keep it separate. I'm not wired like that. I don't know too many people who are. The people who are wired like that are usually maniacs or schizophrenic. So if you got two totally different personalities on your Facebook, and when you're not, you might need to get that checked.
You watch Criminal Minds around here, we will diagnose you real fast. We will have you on the unsub list and up on the board. Okay.
And and resources. You know,
it's not like this one.
Right, with that.
Just like,
I'm glad I have
they give you a whole rundown.
I'm glad I have my detective friends because I've said I ain't the one. I see old school. I spy. Let's go ride around and find your dude. I'm there. I know headlights. I know the make and model of the cars. I know where all the dudes hang out. I'm there. But you want me to start on Facebook? Sis, you got it. I got to hand the baton to Q. My attention span. I can't do it.
We're strong with that scroll, honey. I can put that. I got that.
I'm on YouTube. You know what I mean? 2 clicks in. I'm on YouTube.
Ooh. Ooh.
Why can't you not? I said it. I didn't know how bad I was. Even on the set of Bear by y'all, the director, he was like, stop looking at the mics. I'm like, stop moving them. Every time y'all move, I look.
You said stop moving them. Everybody be still.
But anyway, yeah, so rabbit hole. It was fun though.
So then what's your tip? What's your tip to how we can start bringing this back to the middle?
Talk. Like to me, it's pretty simple. Like I think the simplest thing to do is just to A, to talk, and B, don't put yourself in. Don't always go for dates and places that like don't allow you to interact. Like I think early on, even though I've done it before, going to the movies is not the best thing to do because you don't know it. You don't get a chance to talk. You know what I mean? You don't get a chance to communicate. Or if you're going to go to a movie, do something before so that you can interact and talk. But you have to be. I think it really just boils down to if it's something that you or somebody that you want to learn, you're going to learn them. Like, I want to learn when I want to learn how to do anything, I'm gonna watch the YouTube video. I'm gonna read the book. I'm gonna go ask somebody. Like, to me, it's that simple. If I want to know that about a woman, I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna watch. Now, some stuff is ridiculous. I can tell y'all some stuff I've had that's been absolute. I've told y'all about some stuff that's been absolutely ridiculous that people have wanted. But outside of that, like, just talk to people. Go for walks together. Go for, places that, again, if I'm in Chicago, down the lakefront where you can talk and just get to know each other. If however you met, like, you find out what things you have in common and use those things to be spring. But it's to me, it's just as simple as a conversation.
It goes back to that thing still.
It's not about sex. A conversation is not about sex.
How really interested are you? I mean, it still comes to that. If the guy, if you tell him, if he keeps asking you about a date, but he never makes plans, then he just talking. Because to me, if you haven't made a decision, I know women like plan a date. Okay, if you feel like if he's struggling, then try to lend a helping hand. Do I need to plan a date? You know what I mean? Lend a helping hand. And then at that point, if he's like, what, you can tell then, lend him a helping hand. Don't make it a big deal that he can't plan the date. Take notes. See if he take your advice, and then if he don't even want your help to plan the date, then that he ain't trying to date you.
Right. You're not obligated to be on the date with someone who doesn't want to be on the date. Like, when you just a space filler. You know what I mean? When you just on board, you want to go eat? Okay, let's go eat. Then let it be a meal and go on about your business. You know what I mean? Like, let that be that.
Yeah. I was about to say, I think also, hold on, it'll come back.
We were talking about space fillers.
What were we talking about?
Space fillers are, if he's really not into you.
Yeah. Being okay with letting it go when you know it's not working.
Right. It's not.
It'll come back. Keep going.
Okay.
But I mean, even in the spirit of this our conversation, I think there's plenty of women out there who are impressed with money. Like, right. I think it's not a lost art. Like, there's plenty.
Oh yeah.
There's plenty out there who don't have any and will be happy to be impressed by
yours.
Like a man, you should be. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Oh, thank you. Woo, okay, here's what I was going to say to answer your question. How do we help this, fellas? It's okay to say, hey, this Friday I've planned A, B, C. Are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
And let her say, no, I don't want to do that. I don't like this. I really don't. I really don't like bowling. So can we do something else? Oh, okay, cool. No big deal. Like, the effort. You're not in most instances. You're not going to get, like, she's not going to be like, oh, you planned a bad date, we can't go out.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to go out with her anyway.
Especially on Monday. On Monday, we going out on Friday.
Yeah. If you say, hey, this Friday I got planned, we're gonna go do A, B, C, and D at 7:30. Is that cool? Does that work for your schedule?
Mm-hmm.
7:30 doesn't work. 8 o'clock works better. Okay, I don't like bowling. Can we do something else besides that, because I don't like it because of this. I got my nails done and I don't want to break a nail. Okay, cool. Got you. We won't note to self. Don't do nothing when she got bowling when she don't. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
A lot of it is just the effort that has to be put out there. And when the effort, just like when we feel like a woman gets lazy on us, we're not motivated. It's the same thing. When they feel like that we're not putting effort towards them, there is no motivation.
Effort goes, we say it all the time. You get an A for effort. Effort goes a long way.
Yeah.
Y'all forget. I mean, men, forget that. I mean, and I'm sure it can go on both sides.
Yeah.
Make an effort for something that you really want is gonna speak volumes. So I don't know. Do you think people are people just kind of going? Are people not really going after people that they like, or where is the hang up? Because to me, if you really like someone, you do stuff a little different when you really into someone. So I mean, what is the boundary now? What's stopping people from doing that now?
I think it's a couple. I think for some people it's motivation. For some people it's creative. There's no creativity, so they just do the same old, same old. And I'm thinking for some people, I think they're just, again, I think that some dudes, going back to the meme, who their best quality is money, are used to throwing that out first. And when it doesn't, and thinking that as long as I'm doing something that looks like I have a lot of money, they're going to be impressed no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it just depends on the situation.
I think there are some people who are intentional about compatibility, and then I think there are a much more majority of folks who are just shooting in the dark. You like me? Oh, okay. I like you too. Oh, okay. And then, you know what I mean? They get into these things, and then they hate each other because nobody stopped and said, you know what?
I don't like you.
I don't like you that much. You know what I mean? And like we make it into these bitter things. I think there is a big majority of people who are just literally roaming around waiting on somebody to like them. And when they do, if they halfway decent to look at and they giggle every once in a while, they make it work. And that is hard for the people who are really trying to be intentional, because the people that they could be really, really making stuff work with are out here shooting in the dark with folks who they blind leading the blind. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it's time for, you don't have to be with somebody all the time. And I think what we're going through right now, this pandemic, this, where we have to be inside and, everyone is lonelier. We're having to connect differently and all of it. Oh my God. The pairs that we're going to see come out of this, baby, as you say, like that, this is going to be interesting because people are just going to need to reconnect however they can. I'm hoping the fact that we can't reach out and touch each other in a way is forcing us to have better conversations than, before. I'm hoping that's the case, instead of folks just sending pictures back and forth with each other, making TikToks and not really having no talk.
Yeah.
So when we do get back together, we have actual things to say to the people that we've connected with all this time. I really hope that's what it is. But I think that it's going to be one of those just, oh, you're here? Okay, good. And then you're going to go back to your toxic people. You're going back to the people who don't do any good for you. You know what I mean? Or you don't mean any good for, vice versa, simply because that's interaction in a way that for a year or more, by the time this is all said and done, we may not have had. So, how we connect and how intentional we are about who we connect and share that energy with is going to be really, really important for our whole care after this is all said and done. It's going to be so easy to get sucked in. So easy to get sucked in because we've been without, our normalcy, our way of doing our thing for so long. It's crazy. Yeah. Okay, so we're at the 9:30 mark. So we've talked about ways that we can try and change it. We talked about communicating more, having real conversations. We talked about putting forth some effort. Okay, we want to put in a little more effort, trying to do what we said. We said research. We're going to look into the things that our person is actually interested in and maybe bring something to the conversation or to the way. I like Wynn's suggestions. You gave us like a laundry list of things that we could be doing, and I appreciate you for that. I'm so glad your light bulb moment came back because that was good. But we just want to talk about how you can actually like give options and know when, okay, we got time to change it. You know what I mean? You get the options and actually share the fact that you're putting forth the effort to make it a nice time for the person that you're trying to hang out with. So this is a good conversation. I like this, and it's going better than the post did. I want to pull up the post real quick, if I can. Because this is one where we got into, men, whenever you bring up money, it's one of those things where they're like, wait, what do you mean? Excuse me, what are you talking about? And the women are like, wait, no. It's a lot of back and forth on everything. So it's always a bunch of back and forth. So we've got some agrees. Sylvia says, I completely agree, but I think it's because they're conditioned to think that money is their best asset. Agree. Vincent says, I disagree. I can only disagree because I never assume that a woman I'm interested in is impressed by money. And then someone says, or muscles. Just don't assume that women are oppressed by money or muscles. And actually, a woman says, for me, hey, I'm not all that into muscles. That's one of those things. Like the bigger is not always better for me, so I can feel that. Even Niagara says, she says, for me, money and muscles are a turnoff because of the ego that comes with it. See, that doesn't always work for folks.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph says, hell, I do. I've always been broke, so I could never use money as a prop.
Yeah. I do remember this post. I remember reading that. I do remember this post.
Yeah. David says, well, I ain't most men. I know what to do. I believe if two people together who both aren't impressed by money, it can allow for a deeper connection. Yes, if both people aren't impressed by money, it can allow for a deeper connection. Agreed. That can make a really good connection, actually. Now, hopefully somebody cares enough about money to keep the bills paid, because that can go left. But yeah, that is very true. We've seen them folks who just happy to be happy and ain't nobody worried about actually maintaining stability at all. That ain't good. Okara says he disagrees. This only applies to men who use money as their foundation to get women. Gotta have more tricks up your sleeve. Gotta have more things in the bag. I could see that. Zaria says I would think a man that thinks like that doesn't value himself. You should think you have more to offer than money. Yes. Kim responded to that saying, I agree. Unfortunately, society plays a huge part in why some think that way. It's also a sign of an imbalance within their ego. I like that she brought up the fact that our culture plays into this. Yeah. This is not only something like we can't put this solely on a man and how he values money and thinking that all women should just fall at his feet because he has money. Our culture, Black, white, American, human culture reinforces that the man with the gold makes the rules. Yep. He gets the girl. He's got the best job. The people open the door. Like, money rules everything. Period. You know what I mean? So women should absolutely fall in line when it comes to the money.
Yeah.
So when women decided that we needed to move over something other than money, men were like, wait, what? We're going to do what now?
Exactly. Just use it to your advantage. I mean, you hear so many men complaining about that, about having to spend money on dates and being required to do all that. Use this to your advantage. Like, to me, I'm like, you think you hit the jackpot. Like, okay, I could be my real self. I don't have to stress about, money for once, and then prepare yourself for a later date. But have some money.
I'm mad about this. That's what I didn't get about this. I was like, this should be easy for y'all. You know what I mean? Because men talk so crazy about having to pay for dates and wanting to do this. I spend $100 on this, and your appetizer is gonna be $59, and then you want to drink, and then I gotta buy shoes to come in. I gotta Uber you across town. No, you want a tip? You can't do the regular Uber. You need the premium. And we're like, y'all would tell us how much it costs for the day, stuff that we don't even care about. Like, we didn't ask for all that. I could have met you there, bro. Like, whatever. And and then when you say, well, I got all this money, and then on the flip of that, you line item all of your stuff on paper and how wonderful you're supposed to be. But those are the things that we're not supposed to even tap into. It's like, what do you want? Like, we're confusing. Okay, we'll own that. But own that confusion. You know what I mean? Own what you're doing right there. We have 59 posts talking about how y'all don't want to break bread. And then now we got 59 posts talking about how you only want bread.
Which one?
Which one?
I don't know. That's an issue. I think the only time that's been an issue for me is when I didn't have any money and I was frustrated because I couldn't do it.
But when we say that, we're bitter. When we respond with that, then we're bitter.
So I was like, you know what? How am I going to be able to do all it? But then, interesting. But the reality, for me, when I didn't and couldn't, it was, I don't need it. And I'm like, and I didn't believe it. I'm like, I don't believe it. I think you're just saying that to trick me. So I don't, but I've never to me, that's just a part of what you do.
Mhm.
But again, I'm not Ubering you around town and all that. I'm just gonna come pick you up, but we just go meet there. I'm not like,
Yeah.
that's extra to me. Because again, I think the time in the car is time to talk. So
Oh, we don't do that.
No.
We just show up and get wild,
I just I'm there to talk. So
Yeah.
at least make sure the right music playing so I can, something.
Yeah, I think it's, and then too, we're in a society of, like, I guess I still thought of, well, I didn't think of online dating as taboo. I just didn't realize how, how expected it is now, like how normal it has become. Like people think that's just what they do. They just online date. I'm like, I never thought that was the only option to meet people. So I think now that most people are just leaning on that, they can be wherever they want to be online. That's why they're not really doing any talking on the phone, because they may have said a few things in the group that ain't really who they are, what they really are trying to do when they're meeting in these online spaces that they're not really disclosing much personal information. So I think the more that people are just assuming online dating is just that's all we have.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to change that narrative. We'll still be stuck in the same space.
I don't know. The more I see it, I've never online dated, so I don't. I think that the more I hear stories about it, the more I'm like, oh God,
Yeah.
It's because I've heard some horror stories,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had to walk with some people through some very traumatic experiences due to online dating. So
I mean,
And they're one of my most favorite couples in the world met on Tinder.
Yeah. No, because I don't think it's all bad. I think
no,
it's not.
It's not bad. I just say I just have had to do it. So
I guess even with people being open to it, I didn't think that was the only way that some people date now. Like that's the only way you meet people online. Like you don't meet people in any other space but online. I mean, Facebook included. I mean, we met, online, so that's not even a big deal. But some people, that's the only way they're meeting new people, so they're not getting any face-to-face action. And then when they do get it, and it's not what you expect, then what makes you think? What makes you be real if you don't think the other person is being real? So yeah.
I think that's so much about how our culture has shifted too. Because when you go out to places where when we were growing up, like football games, skating rinks, malls, those types of things is where we are places where we hung out. We got to know each other, where, you and your crew got to hang out, and you became, in a way, who you are in those spaces. Now, when you go into football game, like all the places where teenagers, young adults, like even early 20-somethings, that type of thing, everyone has their phones up, live streaming to the people they've cultivated that fit the demographic of what they want them to see.
Right.
You know what I mean? And show them who they are in this place, instead of actually being there with the people. So they get to play, you know what I mean? You get to really experience and feel what it is together. You're showing these people, see, I'm living this wonderful life. So I wonder, even if we're in the same places, we're just not in the same frame of mind that we were to even meet the people that we run into each other live streaming and we're friends. Like there are times where you were probably in the same place live streaming with people on each other's lives, and you're just on the other side of the place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hang up the phone, say, I'm here, meet me at da-da-da-da-da, and physically meet the person. Like I don't even know if we're really thinking that way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, I'm here. Even when the apps tell us to. Hey, it's 5 feet away. Swipe away that notification, go back live. Like, you know what I mean? Like two people who are nowhere near me. Like, you know what I mean? What are we doing? They're even trying to help us reconnect with actual human people, and we're like, no. I want to go back to these people that aren't here. Like,
I want fans. I want
yeah,
fans.
my friends. Yeah,
My fans who are my friends. Yeah.
Right.
my fans who are my friends. Yeah.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. That's our culture. And I said, and I fell victim to it. I didn't even think I grew up on the cell phone culture, but I guess in a sense we did because we were in college. We still weren't fully adults. So we still kind of grew up with it. And then it was so new to us, and we were able to take something futuristic and reach back into our youth and find people and find friends and all that kind of stuff. And that nostalgia, I think, just blew our minds, and we can't let it go.
Yeah.
It's like you never
And
have
it
to
makes
really
sense. So much of it works. You know what I mean? We can see the productivity of it. So we're like, we don't have to go do that anymore because this works.
Right.
You know?
And it works, like you said.
Yeah. We have gotten, we have gotten lazy and not just work or want things to be, kind of, we want to get the most output. I mean, the most input for the least amount of output.
Yeah.
We want to work smarter, not harder. And I think we take that urgency, rush, and everything that we see the world doing, and we have internalized that to now we try to rush relationships too.
Mm-hmm.
So rushing into something, we're not taking our time
That's real.
to learn anything about anybody.
That's real.
Yeah.
I guess my phone's going off too.
I think that's actually really it is right there. Is to build a quality relationship takes time.
Yeah.
And I think Amber Alert. What somebody knows, somebody likes, what somebody dislikes, what somebody besides money, like besides money, like what else do they need? And yeah, like I said, I've literally had conversations, but again, with people who they're telling me like, yeah, I met old girl and she was, and I was like, bro, I could have told you that didn't work. How do you know? I'm like, well, I've had conversations with Kel, so I know what Kel's likes and doesn't like. So that, to me, I could have told you, that's not how that works. She's not that type of woman. You don't have to do that with her. You don't have to, try to spend that. Oh, by the way, if you try to spend that kind of money on her, you do know what's going. We know each other on that level because we've had those years of conversations and communications and things like that. Where now, but if you don't do that, if you try to rush it, you're gonna miss.
Yep. Every time.
And that's why I said ask questions. Hey, this Friday, this is what I got planned. What are your thoughts? And you get to say, oh no, I appreciate the effort, but don't say that, but But no, I don't necessarily want to do that for whatever reason. Oh, okay, cool. You don't like red meat. My bad, I forgot. Okay. Yeah. I'll switch up the restaurant. Does the time still work for you? Yes. Okay, cool. See you that time.
If we get back to the basics, if you gotta write a note, do something other than instant messaging to get to know somebody.
Yeah.
I mean,
some of the best love stories start with corniness.
Yeah.
What did you say, Kels?
I was just saying that sometimes the words you type just like it's misconstrued in anything. How do you're not really getting to know that person because all you're using is words. And I like I said, I'm very guilty of it. I have to be better at that too. Just wanting to text, and I had to realize it was just about me just wanting to multitask. You know what I mean? Instead of just being genuine and like somebody. Yeah. So you be real with yourself, and then be real with that person. And then, like we're telling you now, just like we told you, you can be open and say and show some of your emotions now. You don't have to spend money.
Right.
It doesn't always be about your money. Let's step the romance side of it.
Yeah.
Now we got plenty of
save yourself some money, even if you got it.
Yeah. Walk. Everybody loves to meet at the coffee shops now.
You take every woman to a coffee shop on dates. Not on a regular basis. You got to do like a first or second date is not a coffee shop date, brother. Let me just throw it out there. A lot of women ain't going for that.
No.
Not all. A lot of women are not going for coffee shop dates on the first couple of days.
They are.
You got to know who the woman is that you're talking to. That's where, to Q's point, look at her page because that question is everywhere. So you can be like, yeah, nah, she's not a coffee. Okay, cool.
Like I don't drink coffee, but if a person wanted to have a date at a coffee shop, I would go. Just like I would go to a meeting at a coffee shop. People are offended by that. I thought that was the new okay thing to do when you didn't want.
No, there are some women who see that as men getting out of showing her a good time. There are certain type of women who think, oh yeah, that's fine. I just want to send you. I love coffee date. Great. And there are some women that are like, no, I want to get you need to pull up to the door with the flowers and whatnot. I need to go somewhere where there's appetizers, there's a wine menu. I want the experience. You know what I mean? And that's not saying that they're just there for the experience. They're saying, I am the company. I'm worth this experience. When we have this time together, I think I'm at least worth one night of this. And if I'm not, then we need not be together. You know what I mean? And I'm not mad at that woman. And on certain days, I'm that woman. You know what I mean? But I'm also not mad, like real talk, like real talk. But I'm also not mad at a cop. You know what I mean? So like Gwen said, I think there's you got to be strategic in how you do it and what it is your end game is. If you really trying to swoop sis up, you might want to head out with that good old appetizer wine menu situation.
But to me, I guess if it's online dating, if you know that's all you've done and you don't know this person from Adam,
oh yeah,
you can't be expecting those extravagant dates, ladies, especially if we don't stop using these filters. Let's just keep it all the way real.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So put the doggy ears up and maybe full on date. I mean, we gotta stop. Like I'm telling you, once we start being really real with ourselves, we all have a better time and get along.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
But that's why
flower halo is a no.
But if I've never seen you without doggy ears, we're not dating. Sorry.
I'm just saying, I can see them going for the coffee date because if you don't look like, if I met you online and I see you in person and you don't look like that,
that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that experience before.
I just can't believe why are people still doing this?
Girl, they be mad. I don't know you. I did not know that you did not know that they are not here for the coffee dates. They are not. There's a large group of women who are not here for the coffee dates.
Okay, I understand that, but I'm like, I don't understand how we want to demand so many dates and we still have not given up these filters. I don't know. You haven't given up your girdle. You ain't given up some filter. It
makes zero sense. It makes zero sense.
Yeah.
I'm glad you put that out there that way. Like we could, especially in the online space, you know, for one, it's not safe to be in that, you know, it's not always that safe to be in close quarters, putting yourself in these super private, secluded, intimate spaces with new people. But yeah, that does put you in it also puts a lot of extra pressure in a situation that it doesn't need to be from a situation where you really don't know what you're getting into in the first place. So yeah.
Right. I mean, you know, to me, even as a woman, I don't know, even if the man had all the money in the world, I don't know if I would be comfortable with sitting and looking at his face over dinner. You know what I mean? What if you know what I mean? You may not, you don't know if you're gonna connect in person. So I'm okay with the coffee date. I don't understand why women aren't. Especially when there's so much online dating. A lot of us are meeting, you know, a lot of people are meeting people they never met before. You're not meeting people especially now you're not meeting people at the job or at school or I guess we start getting back to that, but
Lene says she would we will get back to that. Lene says, I would say no cookie cutter dates. Get to know the person so you will be able to cater to that individual. She also had no idea people were offended by coffee dates. Craziness. Yes. Craziness. It is crazy, but it's real.
All right, y'all. It's 5 till.
Oh, it
Dang it.
is.
I would go from 9:30 to okay. Anyway.
I mean, right on down that rabbit hole and made a whole new segment out of that thing. That's how we do it. I'm here for it. I'm good. You guys, thank you so much for a really, really great segment. I want to, as always, remind you to slide on over to elegancebydesign.com. Within the next week or so, I will be posting some previews of our Black Friday specials that are coming up. The three of us are working on something that's going to be amazing. So definitely stay tuned for that. And I believe we can work it out so you can get it at all the sites, all through you, wherever you shop, you'll be able to get that thing. So definitely stay tuned for the goodness that is coming from Elegance by Design. Y'all have a great week.
Yes. With Curvy Kitten, yes, we have some new fall items in store. We have some people have gotten some sneak peek items. So there's some exclusive items that were just for the for Bay or Buy that we're going to release. This is the new maxi skirt that is glorious. When I tell you this length is to the gods. Like I was walking on it, I had to tie it up. I'm not super tall, but I am on the tall side. I have a long torso. So y'all know I've been learning about these measurements and things. Ladies, you got the fupa, you got that long torso. The skirt don't poof out, and it don't hike up in the back. Thanking me later.
That's how this skirt in action, and it is pretty damn fly. I have to admit, it is.
So get your extended maxi. Now there are different styles and colors based on whether it's plus size or it's petite. So all colors don't come in all sizes, but yeah, they're all hot. They're all super long. I love it. I love it. I love it. So
I love that K too, by the way. That K is it's very I like it. You better crawl across the bottom of that skirt, girl. Yes.
It's very inviting. I like it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I love it. Yeah. Meow.
That's an old commercial right there. We can run it next.
I like that. I do. I like it.
Thank you.
Couple of things. So first of all, we now have the registration link for the 2020 Singles and Relationship Conference, which is October 30th and 31st.
Blow it up. Let's see.
Friday and Saturday.
Okay, yeah.
30.
Friday and Saturday. In Oklahoma City. It's hold on. Sorry. There it is. So it's going to be at Champions, Friday the 30th, Saturday the 31st, at Champions Church. And it's at War Acres, outside of Oklahoma City, with Bishop Charles Martin. So y'all come. I speak twice Saturday, so come on out. It's going to be a good time. All of these, I've heard all of them except Minister Hamilton. She's the only person I've not heard, and everybody on here does really good sessions. So it's free, doesn't cost you anything. But again, come out. Nick Smith is doing a small concert, so it's gonna be fun. Definitely want to come out on Friday and Saturday to the 2020 Singles and Relationship Conference. I will put the link on my page. I'll share it in the comments too. Again, we just need people to register so that way we know how many people are coming. Again, there's no cost.
You serve lunch too. I know last year there was lunch. Are they
not getting lunch?
Oh yeah, coronavirus. Never mind.
Yeah, this year they're gonna have a food truck. So there's gonna be a food truck, so you can get lunch there, but we're not gonna provide it like we did last year.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. What else?
That's good. We ain't mad at food trucks
at all, ever, honey.
Never.
Yeah, as Kel said early in the show, if you have not liked our YouTube page, please do that. It is The Scoop Show on YouTube. go and like it so that way if you miss a show, or you can watch us live on YouTube as well. So if you can't get to Facebook, or if there's something wrong with your Facebook and you get kicked out of Facebook, or
Yeah.
Facebook
On your Facebook fast, all that.
or you're fast, whatever, you can still watch on YouTube. Go to the Scoop Show and just subscribe to the page. And of course, if you are not, you're watching us now on Facebook. You're watching it on our Scoop page, which is at Real Scoop Show. But if you have not, go to that page and like it, so that way not just the show, but news or any other thing we have going on, events, you will get information about that as well. And then last but definitely not least, if you are a business owner, then I invite you to be a part of the Little Black Book of Business, especially as we're going into the fourth quarter, into the holiday season. We have customers who are looking to shop with Black-owned businesses that give quality products and superior service. And so for just $9 a month, you could be in the Little Black Book of Business that we also network with one another and help each other grow our business. So as you can see, the email address to join us on the screen, patreon.com/LBBOB. And if you want to be a customer, then go to our Facebook page, The Little Black Book of Business, and just answer the 4 questions, and we will add you to the group. So other than that, y'all, good show. I'm excited about Bay or Buy. I'm excited about what we're talking about, what we've got going on for the holidays. Y'all, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the rest of this quarter. Now we are in the 4th quarter of 2020, and as hard as this year has been, we have made it. We have survived with bumps, with bruises, with
Coming on in season finale.
with Trump, with all of the foolishness. Y'all see this man is selling beat coronavirus.
Yes. See, next week we want to talk about
I said he didn't even want to wear a mask. Now he's selling them. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You remember he didn't want to wear
coins. He's doing, these are commemorative coins that he's selling for $100 now. Yes, not masks, girl. Coins.
Commemorative
coins.
I thought
he was selling masks.
Coins. He's selling commemorative coins that he beat the coronavirus.
Has he beat it yet?
No. He's on quarantine still.
He steroid high and went back to the house, and he gonna be even sicker when he finally settles down. Now, watch.
Quarantine for 10 more days.
Sit down.
But he's selling $100 coins.
Yeah. I'm gonna be watching that debate tomorrow night. I know that. I know.
They
that.
was wrong for that debate. Straight foolish.
Yeah, we might have to live tweet that one tomorrow.
Right, yeah.
We might have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that VP debate tomorrow, so y'all definitely tune in. Kamala Harris versus Mike Pence is going to be
that guy.
It's going to be interesting.
I'm ready to see it.
Yeah. As always, I appreciate Kels too. I love you dearly. Appreciate you and what you do and what you bring, and the information and education and wisdom that you bring to us, to all of us, to all of our listeners. Thank you all very much. We would not be able to do this without you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have not hit the share button, please do. If you are new to the show, thank you very much, and we hope you guys are back next Tuesday for another great show. We have we just have fun. And again, our goal is always to raise a generation by changing the conversation. And so we want to, we hope we imparted something into you that helped you grow, that helped you grow in relationships, that helped you, that you can go back and have a conversation with your special person. Or if you don't have one in the future, to say, hey, listen, they talked about this on the show. So I watched. Tell me what you think. That's a great way to get to know somebody. Is talk about what we talk about, and then kick it off and be like, they talked about this on the Scoop. Let's watch the Scoop together next week so we can talk about those hot topics. Hot topics that we put you on game. See how we do that? We put you
Go parlay with the Scoop.
Yeah, you should have.
Get your wine, get your cheese, Don't cost a whole lot of money, and sit and watch the
Scoop and chill. Scoop and chill.
and chill.
Mm.
Put that on the shirt. Scoop and chill.
Our
Scoop and chill.
I'll scoop you a boot full around there. Scoop and chill. Mess around and mess around. Mess around and mess around.
So we'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a good week. We go ahead and boy band this thing out.
Oh, let me get my equipment.
Yeah, and then we gonna go.
I got my pen mic tonight.
Cute.
That's better than what I've been doing. Hey, A for effort. Did we just talk about that?
I believe in it today.
Just give it, just bring it while you standing here. But you say you're with me, but then you try to chase me. So I'm trying to keep it low when you knock me to the floor, cause I don't want to tease. Would you believe this love is forever? And would you take this long sweet road and pull it together? Baby, if this is goodbye, I wanna let you. You just can't give up. Can't you see the tears in my eyes? Cause I'm gonna try. Baby, I'll treat you right. Just give me one more try. If this is goodbye, if this is goodbye.
Good night.